Let me start off with a dream that I had a few days ago, around 4 a.m. in the morning. I dreamed I was back in my home town, and I used to work at a particular bank there in my hometown. So the setting took place outside the bank, and normally in that small town, they would have a parade there whenever they do the homecoming parade. It will come right by the bank. So there were a lot of people outside by the bank. And so I immediately assumed that they must have been getting ready for the parade. But what became noticeable was all of a sudden there was a long queue of people in cars that were lining up to go through the ATM and the teller window to try to get money out of the bank. Um, but the people were frustrated and they were mad because several things had happened. Number one, the lights were off in this particular dream. Number two, the bank was not functioning. The people were mad because they could not get their money out of the bank. And number three, someone in the dream made a statement that they were upset because they couldn't get any money out of the casino either. And I found that to be so awkward. Why would a person look for, to withdraw money from a casino? But that's what was said in the dream. That one lady was mad because they couldn't get any money from the casino. They couldn't get any money from the bank. And the interesting thing was my spirit was not troubled in the dream. I was very calm and relaxed. And when I saw what was happening to the people, I was like, oh, well, I'm glad it happened, now, or I'm glad it did this or it did that. And the dream ended. Now, when the dream ended, I knew this was a serious dream because of the timing that God gave it to me early in the morning, around 4 o'clock. That gives me enough time to keep praying. I immediately grabbed my phone and I just go to YouTube. And the first video that shows up in my YouTube feed, the very first at the top, was someone giving an account of a dream that the Lord had given them. It was almost the exact same dream that I had had. They mentioned casinos not opening. They mentioned banks not being functioning properly for people to be able to withdraw funds and different things like that. And it was like a scene of long lines of people that I saw, in my dream that the person saw in their dream as well. And this is what the Lord was showing in this particular dream. So I continued to pray about it. All right. And as we were praying, one of the things that God showed us, and I'm saying this because God showed me, I don't know what it is, but there was one particular bank where there was a long queue coming out of that bank, and that was Bank of America. Now, is that symbolic of something that's going to happen in America from the banking industry? Probably, in my opinion, so. Whether it's related to that particular bank, I don't know. But I do know that that's what God showed. So I continued to pray, continued to say, things behind the scene and continue to pray with people that God will continue to give me a greater insight on it. Let me tell you, that's just the beginning of a lot of things that began to unfold. I began to pray with some individuals and God began to show us some different things, such as troops on the ground around the United States, soldiers on the ground. And it's like riots and different things had broken out. And for some apparent reason, you take this and you kind of interpret it. The dollar bill was on fire. All right. The dollar bill was on fire.